So this is our video for the massage outline. And as you can see, it's for a 54-minute total time massage that includes the neck, mid-back, and low back. And you'll do 18 minutes in the neck, 18 minutes in the mid-back, 18 minutes in the low back, divided obviously into both sides, right and left. You'll spend 9 minutes on each side using these techniques, 3 minutes each for each area. Top one, knuckles, pulls, forearms for the neck, the upper back, push, pulls, elbows / forearms, low back, push, pull, elbows, forearms. 3 minutes of each one of those techniques on both sides, total of 9 minutes on each side, 18 minutes total for each region, 54 minutes total. So you've got to make sure you watch the time, and as you practice and get better and better, you'll get the time down on how much you're going to spend with each technique. Both sides, each area, total time, 54 minutes. And these are the different techniques that we use in our neuromuscular re-education techniques and manual therapy techniques. So make sure you familiarize yourself with the names, the terminology, and these definitions of each of the 6 different types of neuromuscular re-education. You don't have to use each one every time, but you want to understand these, know them well, so you can utilize them during the deep tissue work, okay? And you might end up only using 2 or 3 or 4, on each patient you see, and it might change from patient to patient. So you want to have all these techniques down so you can utilize them depending upon the patient's needs and how deep you need to go and what types of techniques work the best for them. And you have to ask the patient for feedback while you're doing it, and the next time you see them, to see which ones seem to work the best. I'll warm them up though.
Okay.
All right, ready? Mm-hmm. Okay, Dr. Fisher here. So we're going to go over deep tissue training and neuromuscular re-education. This is a really great basic outline of the different techniques that we like to employ here with our patients. And we've come up with some really good techniques where we can go deep on patients, but at the same time, it protects the therapist and their hands, because you don't have to use your thumbs that much. You use your knuckles, your hands, and your elbows and forearms, so you can get deep on people and accomplish the neuromuscular re-education, which is at the beginning of this video, what I gave you in the outline, okay? So first thing that we want to do is we get the patient all ready, and for some guys, they don't have to take their pants off, and the women too, because we primarily concentrate on the neck, the mid-back, and the low back. But if we do need to work on the extremities, then we will have them take their lower garments off, and we'll cover them with the sheet and towel. We'll tell them in the beginning, hey, once you get your clothes off, put the towel and the sheet over you, and then we'll come in and get going. Now, what I like to do is I always like to take a towel and I tuck it in to the patient's pants, just so we don't get the lotion on their clothes and their belts, okay? And so first thing is we start with the lotion, and I get the lotion in my hand first so I can warm it up. And we do have our warmers up on the sides where we can put the lotion in, and there's a little button to turn on for the electrical outlet, which feeds our heaters, our warmers, and you just make sure the light's on so you know that they're heating. And then what I do is I take the lotion, okay, rubbing my hands really good. I cover my hands entirely, okay? And I'll even get a little bit on my forearms, just to start, because I know we're gonna use it and it'll be warmed up by the time we actually get to it, okay? So now the very first one is a technique that I love myself, and I've had many therapists use this really successfully, and it's working on the neck. So why don't you come over this way so you can kind of see. This first one is knuckles, okay? So we're not using our thumbs, we're not using our fingers, so we're saving them. Okay, so come up even closer so you can kind of see what I'm doing. And all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go on both sides of the neck, and all I'm doing is I'm rubbing my knuckles up and down, up and down. I'm getting them into the traps and into the paraspinals of the neck, you know? And how's that feel, Andrew?
Amazing.
Yeah, it feels pretty good, huh? And see, I'm going pretty deep, you know, but I'm only using my knuckles. And if you notice, I move my elbows out, okay? Because then I can squeeze with my chest muscles rather than just going like this and making my hands get tired. I'm rolling them out, and I'm rolling my entire fist kind of up and down, just like this, okay? Now, you could do, 3 minutes on the right, 3 minutes on the left, or you can watch, okay? Making sure that you're getting, 3 minutes both sides, okay? So we got the knuckles, okay? Then I rotate, and I'm gonna do the pulls, okay? And all I'm doing, you notice my body positioning. I'm trying to keep my upper back and low back straight, and my knees are bent, so I'm just pulling with my body weight, not so much my hands and my arms. I'm pulling back with my lat muscles, my back muscles, okay? And I'm working in directions across the neck where I'm here, then I can go here on the base of the trap, and I can even go down here all the way where the trap meets the outer part of the shoulder, okay? And I'm reaching way underneath, and I'm pulling, and I'm going deep, and I'm not using a whole lot of effort or force, but you can feel it, can't you, Andrew?
Yeah. You gave me the goosebumps.
Yeah, man, totally, because it's deep, and I'm flaring my fingers out, and I can get we can get them tighter and pull like that, okay? So then I do 3 minutes of this side, and then I'd rotate over, and watch, get my body positioning here. You can see how my back is straight, right? And my legs are bent. So I'm pulling with my body, not just my hands, okay? So I do, 3 minutes on the right side. I do 3 minutes on the left side, okay? Then, after I've done both sides, then I can start to use my forearms, okay? And some of my elbow, okay? And you don't want to do the elbow on the neck. Just do the forearm, and just basically just going right across. How's this one feel?
Good.
Feels pretty good, huh? And I'm going deep too, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And this also acts as a stretch, because as your forearm goes across, you're stretching the muscles away from each other in the neck, okay? I'm going in the upper part of the trap, going across, okay? And then, I'm rotating over to the other side, same thing, okay? Just like this. And as I go from side to side, I'm always leaving my hands on the patient so they know where I'm at, okay? And I lean on the patient too, because see what this is doing? It's enabling me to get close to them, and it's saving my back. But look at my legs are still bent, I'm getting in. So then, 3 minutes each, okay? Then the next section, okay? Let's see here, I'm gonna get a little lotion, because you can, it's good to have enough lotion on you you know, and then you can transfer it to the patient. But then get this baby here, get a little bit more, okay, because you're gonna need lotion probably for each section, okay. I warm it up, get on my hands, and this one I'm making sure I'm getting on my elbows too, because after we do some of the pushing and pulling, then we're gonna do the forearms and the elbows in this whole region here. So we just did the neck up here and the traps. Now we're gonna do this section here, which is the mid-back, in between the shoulder blades, all the way down to about here where the ribs stop, okay? So the first one I'm doing is all I'm doing is pushing. And I'm just spreading my hands out and I'm pushing, and sometimes I'm pushing with my fingers too, okay? But I'm stretching them out. So I'm stretching these muscles away from the spine, okay? I'm getting in there deep, and I'm using kind of the palm of my hand so I can get in there deeper too. And this first one of the pushing is really good because it kind of helps warm up the area, okay? It kind of helps stretch it out, all right? So then I would do 3 minutes there, then I would transfer over here to this side, 3 minutes here, okay? Again, you can see my body, I got my feet really wide apart. I'm leaning my body weight into the patient. And for some big patients, you know, sometimes you need to get like this. We're really leaning in. You feel how deeper that is? Because now I'm leaning my body weight. You know, basically I'm going on him. And I'm not going super fast. I'm going nice and controlled and smooth, you know, so it's not scaring the patient, you know, but my hands are always on them, always applying force and always applying the deep tissue, okay? So then from there, so that's the pushing. Now we do the pulling, okay? And again, all I'm doing is I'm just pulling across with my fingertips. You can see how I'm leaning backwards. It's like you're falling off the side of a cliff and you're hanging on for dear life, you know? And as I'm doing this with my fingertips, I'm feeling the little trigger points that are in his back. Like he's got some trigger points like right in here, okay? And I can feel them. So I'm gonna know when I go to using my forearms and my elbows, I know the spots that we're gonna need to concentrate on the most, okay? So we do 3 minutes there, then we go over here, okay? 3 minutes of pulling this way. You can get your fingers together or spread them out. You know, just depend upon what you think they need. Sometimes you might need to double your hands up and pull if you need to get a little deeper in there, okay? So there's the pulling, pushing, and then now I already know where some of those trigger points are at. So now I'm getting into my forearms, okay? I'm just running those forearms over. There's a little bit of my elbow, okay? And then the elbow technique is I cup my elbow with my hand so it allows me to find those trigger points, and I can go over them nice and slow, and I can lean my body weight into them. And notice I have my fingers on the spine, so I know where the spine's at. So I don't use my elbow or my forearm on the spine, okay, because it hurts. So you want to stay off of it, okay? So you can do the forearm like this, okay? And if they need a little bit deeper, then you get that elbow in there. You just go elbow, just kind of slow. And it's basically just gravity that's pushing your body weight and sliding down, and you're controlling the flow with your hand, because you don't want to just go, you know, fast with your elbow, because it hurts and you might run over bone. But I'm getting in there and I can really feel with my elbows, I can feel where those trigger points are, okay? Then they go to the other side. So that would have been 3 minutes there. And now same thing over here. Okay. Getting in there. You can see my body positioning. I got my legs bent. And I'm leaning my upper body on the patient. Okay, so I'm getting the force. It's not my muscles doing it. It's just gravity. My body weight is going into the patient. Okay? And then again, get the elbow right in there. And I just go nice and slow. And I can feel those trigger points. Okay? So I'm kind of pushing down. Okay? And then I'm pulling back. Okay? Just like that. And sometimes you can get one spot and kind of move your elbow like in a little circle, and your hand in a little circle around some of the knots and trigger points if there's a really big one and bad one, you really want to get on it. But I'm pushing my body weight, pretty heavy on him, where I'm getting deep. I'm really getting deep in there. You can move up and down, side to side, in circles, okay? All right, so there's those. Then the next one, okay, let me get a little more lotion. And I like to tell the patient, hey, I'm getting a little lotion, so they know why I'm getting off of them, okay? So they're not wondering, well, where is he? Especially with women, you always want them to know where you're at and what you're doing so they feel safe, okay? All right, and again, get on my hands, forearms and elbows, okay? And then the next one is pushing again. So what I'm doing is I'm just pushing across the spine and across those muscles. And again, we're stretching the muscles outward away from the spine, okay? And you can do this. You can double it up, okay? You can double it up. You can even use your knuckles if you want to, okay? But the hands, and again, it's more of this palm of your hands is what's getting there deep, and it fits into the muscle really, really well, okay? So I do 3 minutes that side, and then I go over here. Okay, I always keep my hands on the patient. I'm always rubbing them so they know where I'm at. I'm pushing, and I can feel where the bones are at with my palm of my hand. And my palm of my hand is soft, even though, this is pretty deep too, isn't it? Mm-hmm. But I can feel where the bones are at, so I know, some of these bones you don't want to go over with the elbows, okay? So I do 3 minutes of pushing on this side, okay? Then I do 3 minutes of pulling. And look how, I'm leaning backwards. I'm not like this, using my hands and my arms. I'm leaning back, and I'm digging my fingers in deep, and I'm pulling like I'm falling off the side of a cliff. I'm hanging on for dear life, okay? And you can double up if you want, okay? Like that. All right, and then, so 3 minutes there, and I go 3 minutes over here, pulling, just like that. And I'm not really exerting a whole lot of force and energy. I'm doing a little bit of a workout. I'm feeling it, but it's not like I'm going to get really tired because I'm using my body and my legs. My center of gravity is pulling away from it. And I'm keeping my arms straight. I'm not like this, because if you're like this, then you're using too much muscle. But if you're back here like this, all you're doing is pulling with your fingertips, okay? So they got all that, then, so I got 3 minutes, push and pull, 3 minutes, and then last one. I'm getting in there, base of the ribs, which I can feel right here, my forearm, okay? Just going back and forth, okay? And if I want, I can get in there with my elbows again and lean into it a little bit more. But you see my body, I'm just leaning in. I'm not pushing so much. And if you had to, you could get back here. You could push, but you got to get your legs apart and you're driving forward like you're trying to punch or push a car. Okay? So then I got that, then I come over here to the other side, okay? Same thing. I'm using my opposite elbow and forearm. And so you can go up and down like this. If you want, you can even apply more force by pushing on your wrist and just going up and down, up and down. The ribs are right here. You know, the low back's right here. And there's one bone right here that we call the sacroiliac bone. You know, we can feel that with our forearm. Okay, and then I can push with my elbow in there. You can see how I'm leaning into it. And if I really had to, I can get further back and I can really push into my arm to get more force in there. Okay. Just like that, and move up and down. And then get in there with the elbow, you know, and just go slow. You know, move, because you just don't want to slip and go into the spine. Okay. And that's pretty much it. And then at the end, if you want, you know, if you got a little extra time, you can just do a quick rub over of the body, up and down like that, you know, just to finish them off. Okay. Awesome deal. Easy, just like that. Okay. All right. So